Hello, my name is Melissa Daniels and I have strabismus. Strabismus is when your eyes are not pointing in the same direction and don't work together. And this channel is all about how I personally got my eyes and brain working pretty fluidly and the whole process and how you can do the same thing. Right now I'm doing a Q&A series where you can ask me any question and I will answer it in video form. So today we are going to be talking about polarized glasses and exercises that use them and how to access them. Before we jump into that, make sure you go over to learn.strabismussolutions.com to get the resources that I have. Make sure to take the quiz. If you don't know where to start, there's a free quiz that'll just take you through some different questions about where you're at right now, and then it'll take you to a specialized page kind of showing you where to go from where you're at right now. So that is something that can be really helpful because every case of strabismus is really different. So I can't just say, oh, if you have strabismus, do XYZ. It definitely changes based on how long it's been going on, what your diagnosis is, how much control you have, all of those different factors. So be sure to check out that quiz. It's super fun, especially for my geeky math brain that had fun creating all of that web-based logic. It was real fun. So anyways, check that out. For now, let's jump into this video. This question came from two different people. One was at Raw STMV and the other from JJ Joe Jacob. I think JJ Joe is the best handle ever. Okay, so they're just asking that they say, I love the polarized exercises. Problem is I can never seem to find one to do at a distance. And another, I don't see any YouTube videos about polarized glasses and vision therapy. How do I set this up for training? Is it available on Amazon? So for anyone who doesn't know what polarized glasses are, they kind of look like sunglasses. Oh, they're all tangled. So these are polarized glasses. And you can see through them. They're not actually sunglasses, but they work a lot like red and green glasses. So if you've seen red and green or red and blue glasses, and you've seen those types of exercises where the left eye sees one part, the right eye sees the other part, and the brain fuses them together, that's, red and green glasses definitely makes a little bit more sense. You can see it and experience it, and people are like, oh yeah, that's logical. Polarized is a little bit more difficult to explain. So usually when you have polarized glasses, they're going to go with a polarized, vectogram or rope or some, sometimes they have bar readers. So same idea though, let's look here. You can see that this lens over here on the right can see only one ring, and then you switch and the other one can see the other ring. So each pair of glasses can only see one ring, but then if your brain uses both of these together, you are going to get a 3D image. So very similar concept to red and green. There's actually a third type of glasses that do this, but we'll get into that later. So why is this easier? In a vision therapy office, they use red and green glasses and polarized glasses quite a bit. Polarized glasses are amazing, but the exercises that they go with, these vectograms, they have to be printed on a very special printer. And I think somebody told me there's only 4 of them in the world that can print in this way. And so it's very, very expensive. I paid 5 or 6 years ago when I was in vision therapy, I bought this through my optometrist because I would do it in office and I thought I need to practice this. I would do it for 10 minutes in the office and I just at the end start to see some depth, but then I would be gone for a week and not be able to try it again. So I said, I want to buy this and have it at my house. So I bought this set. It was almost $200 and he did not charge me extra. That was his cost and he just ordered it for me and gave it to me. So why is it so expensive? Because it's very difficult to make. Red and green can be printed pretty much anywhere. You can do it on the computer. There's a million ways to do red and green, but it's just not as pleasant. So I learned recently that with red and green glasses, the red has a slightly plus effect and the green has a slightly minus. So it's kind of doing opposite things to your eyes, and it can be a little unsettling. And it's also not as, the cancellation, there's sometimes like the ghosting, it's just not as perfect. And it just makes my eyes kind of like feel weird. I prefer polarized. It's much easier for me to see the depth, much easier for me to not suppress. So great. I think I've convinced you that polarized is way better. And to answer your questions, no, you cannot get them online. Isn't that frustrating? I'm so sorry to have such bad news for you. I have searched on Amazon, nothing. I have seen a few things on eBay from time to time. So that is the one place that I've been able to like kind of see stuff that I've gotten some like old school one. I have this one over here and it's like vintage. It's from like the 80s, not 80s, sorry, like the 60s, I think. Anyways, so sometimes you can find stuff there. The best way to do it though is just to order through your optometrist. They'll go to Burnell.com where optometrists can buy vision therapy supplies. And one of those things, they have so many different types of polarized vectograms and the glasses. So really, if you want to get an exercise and have some choice, you're going to have to do that through an optometrist. And they're not just going to, you can't just walk into the office. They're going to expect that you're actually in vision therapy, most likely to be able to do that. If that's not an option and you hate red and green and you want polarized and you can't get polarized, there is another way you can do it. There's a couple other ways you can do it. One is 3D movies. So you can get, if you have like a 3D projector, it's actually not as expensive as you would think. You can get a smaller projector that has 3D capabilities, and they'll use DLP active shutter glasses. So you've got things flashing. They're electronic glasses that turn on. Those are going to be a lot more similar to what you would experience with polarized glasses. And you can watch 3D movies. So you aren't going to be able to do like the different vectograms and 3D exercises, but 3D movies are pretty awesome too. So that's an option that you can use. Depending on why you prefer polarized, if I'm guessing you're comparing it to red and green, a lot of people don't like that there's ghosting and it's just not as great of cancellation. Another option is to use virtual reality, because that is the ultimate for perfect cancellation, because each eye is actually seeing a separate screen, and so there's no ability to see that ghosting unless you're just fully getting double vision. So virtual reality is a really great way. If you have access to that, you can do a lot of different types of vision therapy programs or just regular games, and that can also strengthen your ability to use your eyes together. So tons of videos about that. Great question. I'm sorry I don't have better news for you, but keep asking those questions. We're going to be doing 10 of these Q&A videos all together. So we just have a couple more. So you can throw your questions in and maybe you will get picked for the last video. We'll see you in the next one.